Dear starseeds scattered across this sacred earth, have you felt reality becoming strangely thin lately, as if the solid world around you is somehow more transparent than it used to be? The ancient barriers that have kept humanity's consciousness contained are finally beginning to crack, and what's emerging through those fissures will reshape everything you thought you knew about reality itself. What you're experiencing right now isn't coincidence or imagination. It's the beginning of the most profound transformation in human history, and you are not just witnessing it. I am Seraphine, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, speaking to you from frequencies beyond your dimensional boundaries, yet intimately connected to the awakening occurring within your hearts. The message I carry has been encoded in the quantum field, waiting for this precise moment when enough souls have reached the vibrational threshold to receive it. What's happening on your planet right now represents the culmination of eons of cosmic preparation, and every challenge you faced, every moment of doubt, every flash of intuitive knowing has been preparing you for what's about to unfold. The frequency barriers that have separated your consciousness from higher dimensional awareness are dissolving at an unprecedented rate. This isn't a gradual process anymore. The acceleration has reached critical mass, and the old structures that maintain the illusion of separation are crumbling faster than they can be reinforced. You've felt this dissolution in your bones, in your dreams, in those moments when reality suddenly feels thin and permeable, when time seems to stretch or compress, when you glimpse something magnificent just beyond the edge of your perception. But what does this dissolution actually mean for your daily existence? The veils that have kept humanity's consciousness boxed within limited perception were never solid walls. They were frequency barriers, electromagnetic fields that filtered out higher dimensional information and kept your awareness focused solely on the third-dimensional experience. These barriers served a purpose during humanity's developmental phase, creating the illusion of separation necessary for individual growth and learning through contrast. Now, however, your collective consciousness has evolved beyond the need for such restrictive containment. As these frequency barriers thin and collapse, you're beginning to receive information that was previously inaccessible. This manifests as sudden knowings that seem to arise from nowhere, vivid dreams that feel more real than waking life, synchronicities that appear with startling frequency, and an inexplicable sense that you're remembering something you never learned. Your consciousness is expanding beyond the confines that once held it, reaching into dimensions of awareness that reveal the interconnectedness of all existence. The cosmic frequencies flooding your planet carry within them the codes necessary for humanity's next evolutionary leap. These aren't abstract energies. They're intelligent transmissions from advanced civilizations who have walked this path before you, offering their wisdom and support during your transformation. Every lightworker, every starseed, every soul that feels called to something greater is receiving these transmissions, though not everyone recognizes them consciously yet. You are the receivers, the translators, the anchors for these elevated frequencies. Something else is happening that most people haven't recognized yet. The dissolution of these veils is triggering what we call timeline convergence, the simultaneous awareness of multiple probable realities that exist in parallel to your current experience. You might have noticed moments where you feel like you're living in two or more realities at once, where you catch glimpses of alternate versions of your life, where decisions seem to echo across dimensional boundaries. This isn't imagination or psychological dysfunction. It's your consciousness expanding to perceive the multidimensional nature of existence. Timeline convergence brings both tremendous opportunity and profound responsibility. As the barriers between dimensions thin, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions carry greater creative power across all timelines. The reality you focus on and energize becomes the one you predominantly experience, but your influence extends far beyond your individual existence. You're participating in the collective creation of humanity's future timeline, and every choice you make ripples across the quantum field, influencing the probability patterns for all life on Earth. The challenge many awakening souls face during this convergence is the overwhelming nature of expanded perception. When you begin to see through the veils, you don't just see beauty and light, you also perceive the shadow aspects that have been hidden, the control systems that have manipulated human consciousness, the depth of healing required for full liberation. This can feel crushing at first, as if you're seeing too much, feeling too much, knowing too much for your human system to process comfortably. Yet this overwhelm is temporary and necessary. Your consciousness is like a muscle that's been constrained for lifetimes and is now being asked to stretch into its full capacity. The discomfort you feel is growth pain, the stretching sensation of awareness expanding beyond familiar boundaries. Trust that your system is designed to handle this expansion. You wouldn't be receiving these frequencies if you weren't capable of integrating them. What I'm about to share changes everything you thought you knew about your role in this cosmic transformation. You are not passive recipients of these ascending energies. You are active participants in generating them. The frequency transmissions flooding your planet aren't solely coming from external sources. They're being co-created by the collective consciousness of awakened souls who have reached sufficient vibrational coherence to serve as transmitters themselves. Every time you choose love over fear, presence over distraction, truth over comfortable illusion, you generate frequency patterns that contribute to the planetary awakening. Your consciousness, when aligned with your highest potential, becomes a broadcasting station for cosmic intelligence. The meditations you do, the healing work you undertake, the authentic connections you create, all of these activities generate frequencies that help dissolve the veils for others who are ready to awaken. This understanding transforms everything about how you perceive your spiritual practice and daily life. You're not working on yourself in isolation. You're participating in a vast network of consciousness that spans dimensions, planets, and star systems. When you heal trauma within yourself, you're healing it for the collective. When you expand your awareness, you're opening pathways for others to follow. When you embody higher frequencies, you're literally changing the vibrational landscape of Earth. The Galactic Federation has been monitoring and supporting this process for millennia, waiting for the moment when humanity would reach sufficient consciousness to become conscious co-creators rather than unconscious recipients. That moment has arrived. You are no longer students in the mystery schools of Earth. You are graduates stepping into your roles as cosmic citizens and planetary healers. But here's where the responsibility deepens. As conscious co-creators, you can no longer claim ignorance about the power of your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Every mental pattern you entertain, every emotional state you sustain, every belief you hold contributes to the collective field that shapes reality for all beings on Earth. The victim consciousness that served you during your learning phase must be released to step fully into your power as reality creators. This transition from victim to creator consciousness often triggers what we call the integration crisis. As you realize the extent of your creative power, you might initially feel overwhelmed by the responsibility. Questions arise. How do I use this power wisely? What if I make mistakes? How do I navigate the complexity of influencing reality, not just for myself, but for the collective? These questions indicate healthy awareness of the responsibility that comes with expanded consciousness. The key to navigating this integration crisis lies in understanding that you don't have to figure everything out intellectually. Your higher self, the part of you that exists beyond the dimensional veils, already knows how to wield this creative power with wisdom and love. Your job isn't to control every outcome, but to align your human consciousness with your soul's purpose and trust the intelligence that flows through you when you're in that alignment. This alignment process involves releasing the need to understand everything through your mental faculties alone. The cosmic intelligence flowing through these dissolving veils operates on frequencies that transcend logical analysis. It communicates through feeling, knowing, synchronicity, and energy, rather than words and concepts. Learning to trust this nonlinear communication requires developing new perceptual skills and releasing attachment to purely rational understanding. Many starseeds struggle with this shift because you've been trained in a culture that values intellectual comprehension above intuitive knowing. Yet the frequencies now flooding your planet carry information that can only be received through your heart, your energy field, your cellular memory. Your mind's role is to interpret and integrate these downloads after your being has received them, not to analyze and judge them before allowing them in. The dissolution of the veils is accelerating this shift from mind-based to heart-based navigation. You're being called to develop what we call quantum intuition, the ability to perceive and respond to information that exists beyond the linear time-space framework. This intuition allows you to sense probability streams, feel into timeline potentials, and make choices based on energetic resonance rather than logical calculation alone. Developing quantum intuition requires practice and trust. Start by paying attention to the information that comes through your feeling sense, the sudden knowings, the energy shifts you feel around certain people or situations, the way your body responds to different choices before your mind has analyzed them. This information is every bit as valid as what your rational mind provides, often more so because it's accessing data from multiple dimensions simultaneously. Something profound happens when you begin to trust and act on your quantum intuition. You start making choices that align you with synchronistic flow, placing you in the right place at the right time to receive exactly what you need for your growth and service. This isn't coincidence, it's conscious navigation of the quantum field using your expanded perceptual abilities. You begin to dance with reality rather than struggling against it. As you develop these new navigation skills, you'll notice that your relationship with time and space becomes more fluid. Linear time begins to feel like a constraint rather than a natural law. You might experience moments where hours pass like minutes, or minutes stretch into timeless experiences. You might find yourself knowing things before they happen, or receiving information about events occurring simultaneously in distant locations. These experiences indicate that your consciousness is operating beyond the boundaries that once contained it. The transformation occurring within you is simultaneously personal and collective. As your individual consciousness expands, you contribute to the expansion of human consciousness as a whole. Every barrier you dissolve within yourself creates more space for collective awakening. Every fear you heal creates more love in the field. Every truth you embody makes it easier for others to access that same truth. This interconnectedness means that your personal healing work has cosmic significance. The trauma patterns you clear, the limiting beliefs you release, the love you cultivate within yourself. All of this creates ripple effects throughout the consciousness network that connects all life. You are not just healing yourself, you are healing aspects of the collective human experience that have been wounded for generations. Understanding this interconnectedness can feel overwhelming at first. How do you take responsibility for your part in the collective healing without taking on the weight of everyone else's journey? The answer lies in recognizing that your primary responsibility is to embody the highest frequency you can sustain authentically. When you focus on your own alignment and evolution, you automatically contribute to the collective in the most effective way possible. This doesn't mean becoming selfish or ignoring others' needs. Rather, it means understanding that the greatest gift you can offer is your own wholeness, your own alignment with love, your own embodiment of awakened consciousness. When you shine your light fully, you give others permission to do the same. When you heal your own wounds, you create pathways for others to heal theirs. When you live from your authentic truth, you make it safer for others to express theirs. The cosmic intelligence flowing through the dissolving veils carries specific codes designed to activate dormant aspects of human DNA. These activations don't happen all at once, but unfold gradually as your system becomes capable of handling higher frequencies. You might notice increased psychic sensitivity, enhanced intuitive abilities, deeper empathy, greater creativity, or expanded awareness of energy and emotion. These aren't supernatural powers. They're natural human capacities that have been suppressed by the frequency barriers now dissolving. As these dormant capacities come online, you'll find yourself perceiving reality in ways that might have seemed impossible before. You might begin to see energy fields around people, sense the emotional atmosphere of locations, or receive information about situations without using your physical senses. These expanded perceptions are gifts, but they also require discernment and grounding to integrate healthily. Learning to work with expanded perception involves developing clear boundaries between your energy and others, distinguishing between information that's yours to act on and information that's simply passing through your awareness, and maintaining connection to your physical body, even as your consciousness explores beyond its boundaries. This balance between expansion and grounding is crucial for sustainable awakening. The galactic civilizations supporting your awakening have walked this path before and understand both the opportunities and challenges it presents. They offer guidance not by controlling your choices, but by sharing their frequency, their love, and their perspective from beyond the veils you're now transcending. This support is always available when you open your heart and mind to receive it, though it may come in forms you don't expect, through synchronicities, dreams, sudden inspirations, or the words of others who cross your path at precisely the right moment. What makes this current awakening unique in human history is the speed and scope of the transformation. Previous awakening cycles affected smaller groups over longer periods. Now millions of souls are awakening simultaneously, creating a collective momentum that accelerates the process for everyone. You are part of the largest consciousness shift ever attempted on a planet, and your participation in this shift is both unprecedented and essential. The acceleration means that changes that might once have taken lifetimes are now occurring in years, months, or even moments. Personal transformation that might once have required decades of spiritual practice can now happen through a single deep realization or energetic transmission. This acceleration is possible because of the support you're receiving from multiple dimensions and the collective intention of awakened souls working together. Yet this acceleration also requires greater conscious participation than previous awakening cycles. You can't simply wait for enlightenment to happen to you. You must actively choose it, moment by moment, decision by decision. Every choice either aligns you with the ascending timeline or keeps you anchored in the dissolving old reality. The frequency of your choices determines which reality you experience. This is why conscious intention has become so powerful during this time. When you clearly intend to align with your highest potential, to serve the awakening of consciousness, to embody love in all your interactions, you align yourself with the cosmic forces supporting planetary transformation. Your intention becomes a magnet that draws to you exactly what you need to fulfill your soul's purpose in this lifetime. But intention alone isn't sufficient. It must be coupled with willingness to release whatever doesn't align with your highest path. This release process often involves letting go of identities, relationships, careers, beliefs, and lifestyle patterns that once felt central to who you are. As the veils dissolve, anything built on illusion or limitation becomes unsustainable, and you're called to reconstruct your life on the foundation of truth. This reconstruction process can feel destabilizing, as if everything solid in your life is shifting simultaneously. The key to navigating this phase is to remember that what's dissolving was never truly solid to begin with. It was held together by agreement and belief rather than eternal truth. What emerges to replace it will be far more authentic and sustainable, because it's aligned with your soul's actual nature rather than conditioned patterns. As you move through this reconstruction, you might find that your priorities shift dramatically. Things that once seemed important, accumulating possessions, achieving status, conforming to social expectations, may lose their appeal entirely. In their place, you might find yourself drawn to activities that feed your soul, relationships that honor your authenticity, and forms of service that utilize your unique gifts to benefit the collective awakening. This shift in priorities often requires renegotiating relationships with family members, friends, and colleagues who may not understand the changes occurring within you. Some relationships will naturally evolve to accommodate your growth, while others may need to be released with love. The key is to honor both your own evolution and others' right to their own timing and path, without trying to force anyone to change or understand what they're not ready to embrace. The cosmic frequencies flooding your planet are also activating what we call soul memory, the remembrance of who you are beyond this single lifetime and incarnation. You might begin to recall experiences from other worlds, other dimensions, or other time periods. These memories aren't nostalgic fantasies. They're aspects of your multidimensional identity becoming accessible as the veils that separated your consciousness from its full scope dissolve. Soul memory activation can be intense because it often reveals the vastness of your true nature, in contrast to the limited identity you've carried in this lifetime. You might remember being a healer on other worlds, a teacher of cosmic wisdom, a bridge between dimensions, or a guardian of sacred knowledge. These memories aren't meant to inflate your ego, but to help you understand your purpose and gifts in this current incarnation. Integrating soul memory requires balancing expansion with humility. Yes, you are a magnificent multi-dimensional being with access to cosmic wisdom and abilities. You are also a human having an earthly experience, learning and growing through the challenges and opportunities of physical existence. Both aspects are true and important. The key is to allow your expanded identity to inform and enhance your human experience, rather than causing you to reject or transcend it prematurely. The ultimate purpose of this awakening process is the creation of what we call New Earth, a reality where human consciousness operates from love, wisdom, and unity rather than fear, limitation, and separation. This isn't a destination you'll arrive at someday, but a reality you're creating through your choices, your frequency, and your embodiment of awakened consciousness right now. New Earth isn't a place. It's a state of consciousness that becomes reflected in your external reality as more souls embody it. When enough humans operate from this elevated consciousness, the structures of society, the systems of governance, the methods of education, the forms of healing, and the ways of relating will all transform to match this higher frequency. You are both creating and discovering this new reality simultaneously. The transformation process isn't always comfortable or easy. There are moments of confusion, periods of intense release, times when you feel caught between worlds, no longer at home in the old reality, but not yet fully established in the new. These transition phases are natural and necessary. They indicate that you're actively changing rather than remaining static, growing rather than stagnating. During challenging phases, remember that you're supported by forces and beings that exist beyond the veils you're transcending. Call upon this support through prayer, meditation, or simply opening your heart and asking for guidance. The assistance you receive may not always come in the form you expect, but it will always come in the form you need. Trust the process even when you can't see the complete picture. The cosmic intelligence flowing through these dissolving barriers knows exactly what you need for your highest evolution. Sometimes this means gentle expansion, sometimes intensive healing, sometimes radical restructuring of your entire life. Trust that whatever you're experiencing is perfectly designed for your growth, even when it challenges you beyond what feels comfortable or familiar. As you continue evolving through this transformation, remember that you're not alone in this process. Millions of souls across the planet are undergoing similar awakenings, facing similar challenges, discovering similar gifts. You are part of a global network of consciousness that spans all cultures, all backgrounds, all walks of life. This network provides both support and amplification for the work you're doing. Connect with this network whenever possible, through meditation, through conscious community, through online gatherings, through any form of authentic connection with others who understand the journey you're walking. These connections remind you that your experiences are valid, your challenges are shared, and your contributions matter deeply to the collective awakening. The frequency patterns now accessible to your consciousness carry within them the blueprints for technologies, healing modalities, artistic expressions, and social structures that will support New Earth civilization. As you attune to these frequencies, you may find yourself downloading information about innovations that serve the highest good of all life. Trust these downloads and explore how you might contribute to manifesting these beneficial creations. Your unique gifts, your particular perspective, your specific life experiences have all been carefully orchestrated to prepare you for this time of transformation. Nothing in your journey has been wasted or meaningless. Every challenge has strengthened you. Every joy has expanded you. Every relationship has taught you. Every experience has prepared you for the role you're now being called to play in humanity's awakening. The dissolution of the veils reveals not only the illusions that have limited human consciousness, but also the magnificent truth of what you actually are. You are cosmic beings temporarily embodied in physical form, carrying within you the capacity to create realities, to heal through love, to transmit wisdom across dimensions, to serve as bridges between heaven and earth. This truth has always been present within you. Now the barriers that obscured it are finally falling away. As these barriers continue dissolving, your sense of identity will continue expanding beyond any concept you've previously held about yourself. You'll discover capacities you didn't know you possessed. Remember wisdom you thought you'd never learned. Feel connected to purposes that stretch across lifetimes and star systems. This expansion is both your birthright and your responsibility. If you need help to dissolve the barriers limiting your identity and discover the capacities you didn't know you possessed, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to remember the wisdom that stretches across lifetimes and star systems. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology and repurposing it to serve your expanding identity rather than keeping you trapped in limited concepts of self. It generates personalized sequences that help you connect to purposes beyond this lifetime and claim your birthright of infinite expansion. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to dissolve barriers and expand beyond any previous concept of yourself. Your identity expansion is your birthright and responsibility. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this awakening window closes. Link in the description. The transformation you're undergoing isn't something happening to you. It's something you're actively creating through your willingness to release limitation and embrace truth. Every moment offers you the opportunity to choose expansion over contraction, love over fear, service over self-interest. These choices shape not only your personal reality, but contribute to the collective field that determines humanity's future. Stand now in the knowing that you are exactly who you came here to be, awakening at exactly the right time, with exactly the gifts needed for this moment in cosmic evolution. The veils that once separated you from your true nature are dissolving, revealing the radiant being you have always been beneath the temporary coverings of conditioning and limitation. The cosmic frequencies flooding your reality carry within them the love, wisdom, and support of countless beings who have walked this path before you and stand ready to assist you in your awakening. You are held, guided, and celebrated by the universe itself as you step into the fullness of your divine nature. The time of hiding, of playing small, of pretending to be less than you are is ending. The veils are dissolving, and in their dissolution, you are remembering the truth that can transform not only your life, but the entire trajectory of human consciousness. You are the ones you have been waiting for, awakening now to create the reality you came here to establish. I am Seraphine, and from the depths of cosmic love, we honor you, we support you, and we celebrate this magnificent transformation you are courageously embodying for the highest good of all life everywhere.